So in this video we'll be continuing with the theme of perimeter of 2D shapes and focusing on reverse questions. Now once you have mastered working out the perimeter of a shape, the next logical thing for you to do is to work backwards, which is what we call reverse questions. And this is when you are given the perimeter and you need to work out what either a variable is or what a missing side of that shape is. And what we're going to do now is just go through a couple of examples with some common shapes. So the first one we're going to look at is this one. So it says that a square has a perimeter of 18 centimeters and we need to find the length of its side. So for this we know that a square has got 4 sides and that each of the sides are the same. So if one side is x, then the other 4 sides are going to be x. Now to work out the perimeter of a square, we add the 4 sides together, which is going to give me a total of 4x. Now because I know what the perimeter is, which is 18 centimeters, and that's p, so what I've got then is I've got that 4x equals 18. So now I want to get x by itself, and at the moment I've got is being multiplied by 4. So the opposite of multiplying by 4 is to divide by 4. And so what I end up with then is 18 divided by 4, which leaves me with 4.5. And there is my final answer. If we then move on to a rectangle, so with this one it says find the side of x, and so in this first one we've got that it's one side is 10 centimeters, the other side is x. So what we do now is start by filling in what the other sides are going to be. So if this side is x, then this side is going to be x, and the opposite side is going to be the same. So looking at this, I know that to work out the perimeter I've got to add the 4 sides together. So if I start at this bottom corner here, I've got x plus 10 plus x plus 10, and that equals the perimeter, which I've been told is 32. Now simplifying this, what I get is I get 2x plus 20 equals 32. And again I want to get x by itself, so now what I've got to do is solve this equation. So I'm going to get rid of the 20 first, and how do I do that? Well, I do the opposite, which is minus 20. I'm left with 2x equals 12, and then divide by 2, which I'm left with is x equals 6 centimeters, and there is my final answer. Moving on to question 2. Now this one involves algebra, which again is exactly the same. So first thing I'm going to do is label the respective sides. So here this is going to be 5 centimeters, and this side here is going to be 3x plus 2. So the next thing I've then got to do is now work out the perimeter of this shape. So I'm going to start in this bottom corner. So I've got 5 plus 3x plus 2 plus 5 plus 3x plus 2, and that comes up to a total of 42 centimeters. Now I'm going to forget the units because that's not important at this moment in time. So next what I've got to do is collect the like terms. So I've got 3x plus 3x, which is 6x, and if I add the numbers I've got 5 plus 2, which is 7, plus 5, which is 12, plus another 2, which is 14. So what I've got is I've got 6x plus 14 equals 42. So now again I'm going to solve this equation, and I'm going to do that by getting rid of the 14 first, which the opposite is to take away. I've got 6x equals, and it's going to be 38. No, it's not. It's going to be 28. And then all I then need to do is divide that by 6, and what I end up with is 28 divided by 6, which gives me an answer of 4.6 recurring centimeters, or if I want to write it as a decimal, 4.7, and that's to 1 decimal place, and that's in centimeters. So let's have a look at our next shape. So this time we're looking at triangles. Now obviously you can have different types of triangles, so it's just wary of looking out for the little dashes on the lines, which basically signifies that they are the same length. I'll just make that line a little bit more prominent. So here in this question it says that equilateral triangle has a perimeter of 21 centimeters. Find the length of its side. Now with a equilateral triangle, all sides are the same. So working out the perimeter, I've got to add those 3 sides. So I've got x plus x plus x, and that equals 21. So I've got 3x equals 21. And again I want to get x by itself, so I need to get rid of the 3. And I do that by dividing by 3. So x equals, it's going to be 7 centimeters, and there is my final answer. In this next question it says find the value of x when the perimeter of the isosceles triangle is 52. So again I'm going to add up the 3 sides. So I've got x plus 20 equals 52. I simplify the left hand side, so I get 2x plus 20 equals 52. Take away, get rid of the 20, so I'm left with 2x equals 32, and then divide by 2, in which I'm left with x equals, and it's going to be 16 centimeters, and there is my final answer. So again, it's always important that you're able to work with numbers and also work with algebra. So the next question, it says state the length of each side of the triangle when the perimeter is 48 meters. Now the key thing with this one is that it's asking me to state the length of each of the sides of the triangle. So for this, not only do I need to find x, I also then need to find out what those lengths of this triangle is going to be. Now although it looks like an equilateral triangle, it may not necessarily need to be, because obviously there's nothing that says here that this triangle is drawn to scale. So first things first, let's add up those three sides. So what I've got is I've got 2x minus 5 plus x plus 7 plus x plus 4, and that all adds up to 48. So simplifying this left hand side, so I've got 2x plus 1x plus 1x is 4x, and then I've got minus 5 plus 7, which is positive 2, plus 4, which is plus 6, and that equals 48. So then solving this equation, I get 4x equals 42, and then divide that by 4, and I get 42 divided by 4 equals 10.5. So now what I need to do is work out what the sides are going to be. So for this one, this side here is going to be 2 times 10.5 take away 5. And again, if I work that out, that's going to be 21 take away 5, which is 16 meters. This side here is going to be 10.5 plus 7, which is going to be 17.5 meters. And this side here is going to be 10.5 plus 4, which is 14.5 meters. So here, not only do I need to find out x, I also need to find out what the lengths of that the sides of that three-sided triangle, which obviously is going to be three-sided because it's a triangle, actually are. Now this also tells me that this triangle is a scalene triangle, so though the diagram looks like an equilateral or maybe an isosceles, it's a scalene triangle if that information is true. So looking at this next question, it says find the area of the rectangle when the perimeter is 47. Now the key thing with this question is that our final answer needs to be the area of the rectangle. Now in order for us to find the area, I need to know the length and the height of this rectangle, which therefore means I need to find x. And in order for me to find x, I need to know or use that the perimeter is 47 centimeters. So looking at this, let's just go through the process. So working out the dimensions, this is going to be 3x minus 4. That's going to be x plus 9. So adding all the lengths together, get 3x minus 4 plus x plus 9 plus 3x minus 4 plus x plus 9, and that all adds up to 47. So then collecting all the like terms together, so I've got 3x plus 3x plus x gives me 8x, and then minus 4 plus 9 minus 4 plus 9 is 11, and that equals 47. So now all I've got to do is now solve this equation. So get rid of 11 by subtracting it. Well, 8x equals 36, and then divide by 8, and that gives me an answer of 4.5. So now what I need to do is work out what the dimensions of this is going to be. So this length of the rectangle is going to be 3 times x, which is 4.5, take away 4. And again, if I type that into my calculator or work it out, it's entirely up to you. That gives me an answer of 9.5. And if I do the same with this one, so I'm going to do 9 plus 4.5, well actually let's do 4.5 plus 9. Not that it makes a difference, but it's going to make it easy for you to understand what I'm doing. Plus 9, and that's going to be 13.5 centimeters. So the dimensions of this rectangle are going to be those two lengths there. So working out the area, it's going to be 9.5 times 13.5. Again, type that into my calculator, and that gives me an answer of 128.25, and the units are going to be centimeter squared. So looking at these other polygons, so the first question here, it says that the perimeter of this pentagon is, and it's a regular pentagon because all the sides are the same. And how do I know that? Because it's got little dashes. So even though the diagram might not be drawn to scale, those little dashes on the lines represent that they are the lengths are going to be the same. So it says that the perimeter is 65 centimeters. So if I label one side X, that means all the other 4 sides are going to be X. And if I add the 5 sides together, I get 5X, and that equals the perimeter, which in this case is 65. So to get X by itself, I need to divide by 5. So I've got X equals 13, and that's going to be centimeters. Now for the next one in this pentagon, here I've got that these 2 sides are going to be the same, which is 5 meters. These 2 sides here are going to be the same, which is 2x, and the base is 6 meters, and the perimeter is 85. So if I start by adding the perimeter up, so starting at a point and going round, I get 5 plus 5 plus 2x plus 6 plus 2x, and that equals 85. Now, just like I said earlier, it's always important that if it's a 5-sided shape, make sure that you've got 5 things labelled, just so that you not make a silly mistake by missing a side out. So now if I collect the like terms and collecting the x's together, I've got 4x plus, and then 5 plus 5 plus 6 is 16 equals 85. So then all I've got to do now is solve this equation. So take away 16, which gives me 85, so that's going to be 75, and that's going to be 69, so 4x equals 69, and then I've just got to divide by 4, which might not necessarily give me a nice number, but you should still find out. So here I've got 69 divided by 4, and that gives me an answer of 17.25 in meters, and that's my final answer. So moving on to this next question. So here it says that the perimeter of this hexagon is 126 centimeters, and it's a regular hexagon. Now it says that one side is 2x, so that's going to be 2x, 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 and that's going to be 2x. So I've got 6 lots of 2x, which is going to give me 12x, and that equals 126 centimeters. So again, to find out x, I need to get rid of the 12, and I do that by dividing by 12. So x equals 126 divided by 12, and that gives me an answer of 10.5. And again, don't forget the units, which is centimeters. Now moving on to our last example here. So in this extension question, it says if the rectangle's perimeter is twice the size of the triangle's perimeter, find the value of x. So again, what we want to do here is find out the perimeter of these 2 shapes. So this one, if I work out p, add these sides together, so I've got 2x plus 2x, which is 4x, and I've got 3 plus 3 plus 6, which gives me 18. And if I do the same for working out the perimeter of the triangle, so this is going to be x plus x plus x, which is 3x, and I've got minus 5, which is minus 10. Now in this question it says that the rectangle's perimeter is twice the size of the triangles. Now automatically you think, right, okay, so let's times this by 2 and then make them equal to each other. But actually it's the opposite. If the rectangle's perimeter is twice the size of the triangle, then I need the 2 triangles to give me the same perimeter as the rectangle. So for this, what I need to do is use the formula of that 4x plus 18 is equal to 2 lots of the perimeter of the triangle. Now once you've got this, I then need to expand the bracket. So I've got 4x plus 18 equals 6x, take away 20. And it then becomes a double-sided equation. So just to save a bit of space, I'm just going to continue up here. So take away the smallest amount of x, so I've got 18 equals 2x minus 20. Take the 20 over to the other side, so I've got plus 20, so that becomes 38 equals 2x. Divide by 2, and I get that x equals 19, and the units are going to be centimeters, and there is my final answer. Now we'll put some practice questions in the description below along with their answers for you to check your understanding of everything that's covered in this video.